let's go ahead and get right into it. The site is classroomscreen.com. Every day when I taught, I had a PowerPoint on my projector that was pre-Promethean boards, and it had my objective and my agenda, anything important I needed the kids to know. This site is going to be that from now on, I think, for y'all, that you're going to enjoy it that much. So let's get started. At the very bottom right is the full screen option, and that's how it works the best. And then you have your icons across the bottom. I haven't dug too much into the language, but from what I can tell, it does not translate for you, unfortunately. What it will do is it'll change the language it is down here at the bottom. I'm going to switch it back for speed purposes. That's a very pretty picture. Some of you may want to change that picture. We all like different things, and you may want it to correlate to what you're teaching. So if I go to my folder, I have a big folder of different maroon papers. Just let me know if you want me to share it with you. And you choose one. So I have a maroon background now. Let's go from right to left. We've got our clock here. The clock stays put. That's where it wants to be. It's not going to let you drag it around. You can do the 12-hour, or you can do the military time, like the 12 there. You can add the calendar, and that guide can stay there. So these are all widgets that are going to drop into this screen, kind of like you were putting Post-it notes all over it. I can do a timer. How about let's do 10 seconds, just really quickly to see what it sounds like when it's done. Haven't tested that out yet. And you get a little ring, and that cute. And then you can start it over if you want to. When you're done with that, if you hit the red X, that's how you get these little widgets off your screen. Traffic light. How about you need to communicate with your kids to stop and listen? Or green is it's work time. And it can go along with your stopwatch or whatever. I forgot to show you that on the timer. You can switch it to a stopwatch. So they get a certain amount of time to do something, or you want to time them on how long it takes them to do a problem. So that's handy there. And I'm just going to click stuff off by hitting the red X. How about it's testing time and I need the kids to remember that we're in silence mode, or I'm grading, or I'm talking to an adult at the door, need y'all to be quiet, or we are in partner mode, or we are all working together. And so the kids have an easy way to glance up and see what your expectations are at that moment. You have text. This text box is great. And I think this is where, I said I used a PowerPoint, where that kind of comes into this screen is I can now have my objective. I can type today. And I could have my agenda with things listed here. You can add icons. You can change colors. You can insert a horizontal line. Just lots of stuff here that you can type to communicate to your students. If you want it bigger, you just plus sign. Smaller is the minus. You can move it around. You can copy and paste pictures from what I've read from Google. You can do that. I'm going to use this one, let's say, along with the QR code. So maybe you need your kids to pull up the Kahoot. So when you hit enter, it changes the QR code to what you need it to be. I just used something, I'm not even sure that one's going to work, but you get the drift there. Super cool and fast way to get your kids to a site that you need them to use. And again, you can make it bigger, smaller, and you can move it around if you want it to sit right there with your agenda. Let's do the name generator because this one's super fun. I do wish you could make it bigger, but it won't. But let's take a look at it. So you could maybe number your seats and type them in. Here's where I'm thinking along the same lines that y'all already are thinking of. I don't want to type my kids' names every day. Do it one time. You hit this disk icon here, it saves it for you. I would rename it first period, second period, third period, whatever. And then the next day you just hit the upload. I've already got one on my desktop, so I want to show you. And there it is. And now I hit choose, and it goes through the names for me. It also has this dice roller. You can choose between 1, 2, and 3. I'm drawing a blank right now on how I would use it coming out of a computer classroom, but I'm sure you guys have some great ideas on that. Feel free to share. But you just hit roll, and it rolls the die for you. Pretty cool, right? I'm going to get rid of that one. There is a microphone option. I'm not going to mess with it for y'all today. I'll show you what it looks like. You got to play around with it, and honestly, I haven't had too much time. You can decide there, and then it will at some point start recording for you. I'm going to hit the X. At any time, if you have any questions, these 3 lines here, tips and tricks, they have a YouTube channel with tutorials as well. So I'm going to get rid of that. We've done the background. Okay, last but not least for sure is drawing. You have a drawing screen. This one is the smaller of the 2. You can pick your color, how thick you want the brush to be, and you can have kids drawing. You can play a mad game of Pictionary, whatever you can work into your lesson. If you want to clear this, you can hit the X. You can upload pictures right here if you want a picture on here. I'm going to close this one and show you the one right next to it, drawing full screen. So let me get rid of the QR and the clock. Now, same as the smaller window, but look down here. Graph paper, how cool is that? Math teachers, can I get a high five on that one? Again, you can draw your line and do whatever. If you want to erase it, you hit the red X. Here's where I think it's pretty cool. I'm going to hit the red slash, and it has taken, and it's just my background that I chose earlier, right? So what happens if I uploaded a map as my background, and now I'm having kids identify things? Or, I mean, the possibilities are kind of endless there. It's awesome. Again, to get it to go away is the X. The last thing I want to show you on this is this exit poll. Behold our new best friend. When you click on it, it opens up a new site, just a new tab. What did you think of today's lesson? Guess what? You can change this. You can, when you click how it works, type a question such as, so what do y'all think of classroomscreen.com? And it's meant to work better with the Promethean boards or the smart boards, the interactive, they call them digiboards. So if you don't have the Promethean just yet, hold tight. When they come, this is going to be amazing. If you like it, you hit the green. If the kids are kind of you could put your essential question of the lesson here, like what do you really want the kids to understand? And then you'll have an idea of where the class is at. You can hit show results when it's done, and then have an idea of where to go from there. This is classroomscreen.com. I'm super excited about it. I'd be glad to show y'all more in depth. If you shoot me an email, I can come by and help you arrange it for your class or however you need help with it. So have a great rest of the week, and I hope you enjoyed the first tech tip for the buzz.